So this bow at the beginning is actually a very nice thing. We bow to each other out of respect for each other, mutual respect for each other. And it's an acknowledgement, sometimes the way they say it is that each of us is a living Buddha. Another way it's said is that each of us are already fully awake, but in most cases seem to have forgotten that that's the case. But it's a gesture of looking at each other with that kind of openness and caring, seeing the best in each other, seeing the openness and spaciousness and fundamental goodness in each other. So the teacher and students bow to each other at the beginning of the teachings. And we can bow to each other at any time. We can bow to trees and dogs and cats and ornate shrines and oceans and mountains and garbage cans. Actually, the sense of appreciating the goodness of our world and increasing our longing in wishing so deeply to not in any way rob ourselves of our birthright, wishing so deeply that we could live with that kind of openness and caring for ourselves and for other people and for this earth and all the creatures and all the manifestations that are here, without being clouded, without shutting down, without getting all caught up and afraid and neurotic and downright insane a lot of the time. So the bowing is also an expression of longing and kind of heartfelt wish to be able to open to ourselves and our world, open to each other, and open to all that we encounter. And I was taught by Trungpa Rinpoche, my personal teacher. One of the main things that he taught his students was that everything we encounter in our lives, and that is without any exception, everything we encounter, whether it be outward manifestation, other people and situations, or our inward manifestations, our thoughts and emotions and moods, that everything we encounter in our lives is a path of awakening. It's our path to enlightenment. I feel that even though that's probably one of the very first things I ever heard, probably in this very shrine room, Trungpa Rinpoche used to teach here. And I was a very, very new student. I didn't understand a word he was saying. But somehow it left some kind of impression on me that what he was saying again and again in some way was everything you encounter, whether it's your moods and emotions, your negative and positive thoughts, whether it's other people or situations in your life, everything that you encounter is your path to enlightenment. It's your path of awakening. So in some sense, that is the most profound teaching you could ever receive. And I feel personally that how many ever years later this is, 30 years later or something like that, that I'm still in my own practice having revelations about what that actually means and how tough that actually is. Because there's opening and opening, but then there's also a lot of closing. And you, if you're starting out new, maybe this is your very first day of meditating, or maybe you've been meditating for a few months, or a few years, or for a lot of years. But whatever your situation is, particularly in the beginning, you sometimes think that, well, now I close. But after I meditate for a while, I won't do that anymore. And you should never underestimate what a fundamental human response that is to discomfort. that you think that actually, no matter how many teachings you hear, no matter how much instruction you receive, you still somehow think, because I think it's programmed into the genes of the human species, you somehow think that discomfort and closing down and freaking out and shutting off and losing it, those kind of things will eventually be completely corrected by this meditation and these teachings. So then, as the years go on, you begin to realize the profundity of the teaching that says everything is included in the path to enlightenment. That includes our freakouts. That includes our shutting downs. That includes our inability